as the journey to independence moved forward, the next stage was having an independence conference, and that was fixed to be held in London at Marlborough House, and a delegation was made to represent Malawi, and it consisted of Dr. Banda and his delegation. The Federal Party had some of theirs, and I was allowed to go as an independent with one of my secretaries was there too, and he and I worked together, and we formed it, and the chairman of the whole conference was Rab Butler, the British minister for that function, and we met in plenary session, and we went off on committees, and Orton and I were on the Constitutional Committee, so he with some British ministers or delegates, we were involved in drafting their first constitution. Others had different functions, and it was very, very exciting, because initially we were at loggerheads with the British cabinet. It was a Conservative government at that time, and feelings were running high because there had been a whole history, and at the background was the Labour wanting to be involved too, to some extent, because they were all for independence, was really strong, and the end of the Federation. And also there was an election coming up, and of course they were hoping to take over, if they could, if they won that election from the Conservatives. So that was the situation we had, and we had a week, 10 days time, a lot of hard work and different things. One thing which was a privilege to me is that Banda insisted that I sat on his right hand at the table when we were doing it, and we went through all the functions and argued, and eventually came up with a joint report. Once the independence thing was agreed in the discussion, there was then a big lunch afterwards, separately, which the British cabinet, or some of them because it's too big, and the Malawi delegation had a joint dinner, lunch together, and the atmosphere was completely changed. All the Conservative ministers were all shaking hands with the Malawians, saying the best of luck, we wish you every success. We're thoroughly behind now, you are reaching independence, and on we go for them, because by the December, the end of December 1963, the Federation had been dissolved, and therefore what was happening was we were following on. Uganda had independence, Uganda, Kenya, and this, and here was Malawi following suit. So those people who were 2 or 3 days before really fractious with us were now the best of buddies, and on we went, and that was quite fun. Having done that, they had the elections, and a new cabinet was there, and a new parliament was there, and we moved now on to independence itself. That was on the 6th of July 1964. That was, despite all the odds, Federation went. Despite all the odds, Banda and his government achieved independence against the British government, and then with their support.